Well, Bob, my dog was excited this morning when it was sunny and
Yeah.
the rain was pretty much dried up in my area.
You
so
know,
she
this
got her
dry
morning
air
walk.
kind of slipped in and really shut things down. We were anticipating more afternoon and evening storms, and I think that'll be the case. Although there will be an occasional morning shower over the upcoming days, it's still going to be afternoon and evening events that'll be the strongest. So we'll keep that in mind. Low pressure pinwheeling out there, and these kids were asking questions about all the storms coming in. These are the pre-K from Palmasola Academy, and they were wonderful. We learned about weather. We sang songs like the Itsy Bitsy Spider. We also sang Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They started off with it, so I kind of went along with it. Said, okay, we'll talk Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They had some great questions, though. And, one girl in particular knew all about the safe room and how to take shelter when the storms are around. And we also talked about lightning safety and how you got to get out of the danger. They were singing and learning. That's the way to do it. Have fun while you learn, and they were having a great time, and I really enjoyed talking to them and hearing their stories. They had some wonderful stories to tell. Well, the KCK webcam showing the high surf coming in as this line of intense showers and storms has been working its way onshore now, and it continues to do so. Look at this intense line of storms here on the East Coast. They had by far the heaviest weather today, but we are starting to see some of that action here, even occasional lightning strikes, and you can see more showers developing offshore, but the first round was the most intense, and I think we'll start to see these two clash here into eastern portions of Manatee County, which will be strong. Venice now, some heavy rain stretching down to near Englewood. Northport, you're close to getting this, but right now it's along I-75 up near Venetian, and then stretching all the way into Sarasota and Siesta Key. Still getting some rainfall and occasional lightning strike. You don't want to venture outdoors on the beaches and during this type of situation. It's right on the verge of producing lightning at 30,000 feet. You got to have a storm about 30,000 in order for it to generate lightning, and indeed those storms near Hillsborough are doing that. And you can see that offshore they are above 30,000 or right there at it. And so that's the reason why you're seeing a little bit more lightning down south. Occasionally a lightning strike here or there near Siesta Key down to Gulf Gate. You can see that action near Clark Road and Stickney Point. Some rain toward Beneva. It's moderate to heavy right there. And then another line of shower is starting to develop out here. This is light to moderate rain. They already had one round move into Lombo Key and into Anna Maria Island. So the rain is around. It took its time. Eventually the atmosphere moistened up, and you can see that moving pretty quickly off to the northeast, but notice other showers developing here, so there's still some instability in the atmosphere. We'll see this on again and off again rainfall across parts, a large chunk of the west coast of Florida, I think over the next hour and a half or so, and then things should calm down, and then they'll be back again. We saw some storms late last night, right around midnight. The low pressure is out here. It's still drawing some dry air down, but that dry air is thinning out a bit. And the dry air that was around us earlier today has really thinned out. The pressures, good news, are not falling out here in the buoys, indicating that this area of low pressure is not expected to intensify into anything significant as far as the storm goes, but it will create just enough instability in the atmosphere and give us that onshore flow to keep us in the tropical mix. So look for a little bit more cloudiness tomorrow because that dry air won't be nearly as thick as it was this morning. We'll see showers and a few scattered storms, most of the action and heavy weather in the afternoon and evening, pushing off toward the east coast on that southwest wind. And that wind will be out of the south at 10 to 15, gusts as high as 20 miles an hour at times, so not intense as far as any kind of damaging winds go, but nonetheless, we will still see that southerly flow. Well, we have current conditions, rain at the airport. It's cooled to 80 or 73 after a high today into the 80s. We had a high temperature today right around 83, 84 degrees. And you can see, again, the satellite and radar review showing that low pressure still right here and still generating pieces of energy streaming right into our neck of the woods this evening. Took a little time today. For boaters, winds will be basically out of the south at 15 knots tomorrow. Seas running 2 to 3 feet with a moderate chop. Here's the forecast, and elevated chances for showers and storms scattered about. There will be some sunshine occasionally. High temperatures into the low 80s due to the increased rain, and then that rain chance staying at either 50 to 60% all the way through Monday of next week, tapering off to 40% on Tuesday. So it looks as though keep the umbrellas handy, but it's not going to be a washout throughout the entire day. There'll be hit or miss storms moving on through, which will produce some locally heavy rainfall at times. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Bob.